Hi guys, Simon's just asked me to do a little bit of a chat about kind of pre-race nerves and how to kind of make the most out of them for performance. Um, I think the biggest thing to take away from these sort of things is that no matter who you are or whatever level you are racing at, pre-race nerves is something that we all experience. Whether it be lining up for a Zwift race in your own garage or lining up for the start of the biggest race of the season, they're completely healthy and they're actually a really important part of performance. Pre-race nerves is what allows our bodies to get ready for the sort of challenge that we're putting it through, and it allows us to kind of start to make some of the changes that exercise causes accelerate. So, for example, heart rate, blood pressure, things like that all are driven by adrenaline, which essentially is what's given us those pre-race nerves, those butterflies, or those that kind of sick feeling in the stomach. Um, I think no matter who you are, there's always ways in which you can control your pre-race nerves, and some people suffer more, some people suffer less. But it's about accepting that they're going to happen and embracing them as part of the sport that we love. Um, for example, myself, I suffer from pre-race nerves really, really badly. Whether it be lining up on the start line on the garage on a Tuesday for ZRL, whether it be rolling along the road to the first chain gang of the year, or lining up at the start of a race. I suffer from them really, really badly to the extent of a few years back, I've actually been known to kind of throw up on start lines or feel incredibly ill and actually not want to race, which kind of takes away the point of all the hard work that we've put in to get there and all of the hours that we've devoted to what we love doing. After kind of taking away and looking at it for myself, it all came down to the pressure that I was putting on myself to perform. And once you remove that and just accept that we are all human, we all do what we do because we love it. It really, really helps. You can embrace it, you can take it on board, and you can then compartmentalize it, so to speak, to put it to one side. At the end of the day, we all roll out on our bikes because we really, really enjoy doing it. And we're in the lucky position where our livelihoods, our jobs, our sponsorship doesn't actually depend on it. So if you have a bad race, if you have a bad session, it really, really doesn't matter. It's just all about making sure that we enjoy what we do and take away the most from it. I think the same can be said for kind of those really hard intervals that we do on our own at the gym, on the road, or in our garages. It's really, really easy, and I'm guilty of it as well, of talking yourself out of them. Sitting there going, do I really want to do this? Why am I doing this? What's the reason behind this? And in those situations, it's all about looking at the long-term goal. What is it that gets you out of bed to go for a ride? What is it that you love about cycling? What is it that's driving you to succeed? And once you find that reason, that's when you can really tap into that and use it as a true motivation. And the same can be said for when you're doing FDP tests, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minute efforts, when the pain really starts to set in, the legs really start to suffer. And again, you start asking those questions of why am I doing this? That's when you can tap into that long-term goal, that long-term motivation that's driving you forward, and use that as a real benefit rather than a hindrance. So I think that the takeaway message in terms of kind of pre-race nerves and kind of mental health around that side of things is don't put the pressure on yourself. Just enjoy riding. Think about why you do what you do, and embrace them, because they're a fantastic part of sport. And getting the butterflies in the stomach and getting that sense of nervousness really just shows that you care, and that you really want to do your best. And working through them and allowing them to happen in a controlled manner in which you stay on top of them rather than nerves or the butterflies take control of you, means that you can then really, really push on and make the most of it. There are numerous kind of controlling mechanisms you can put in place. Some work for some people, some don't work for others. Things around kind of breathing or zoning into what you want to do. There's a couple of athletes that I work with here at the Altitude Centre who almost go into a trance state. So whether they're lining up on start blocks of the 100 metres at the Olympics, or they're lining up at the start of that 10k road race in which potentially Olympic selection or World Championships could be on the cards, they're a completely different person. I've spoken about these things and they have no memory, they have no recollection of it, and that is all around controlling those pre-race nerves. They've got themselves into a state where they are almost separate from the body, and therefore they can control themselves. They can get themselves in the right frame of mind. They can really zone into what they want to do, so that those nerves don't take over. They aren't the driving factor for those last 5 minutes before that gun goes off. So I think that's going to be the key takeaway part, is whether it be intervals, racing, taking that unhinged segment, or whatever it is that you want to do. Just don't let yourself get nervous. It's going to happen, so just embrace it, but don't let it control you. Think about a way that works for you. Try different methods. If anybody wants to have a chat about different methods, just drop me a message on Facebook. More than happy to have a chat, and just find a way that works for you to control them, so that you're in charge, not the nerves, basically. So I hope that helps everybody. No matter who you are, everybody suffers from them, from the top to the bottom, from the left to the right. So just take them on board, embrace them, and it's part of the sport that we love. Cheers.